Coalition for Responsible Regulation against the EPA. One of the most important environmental cases in a very long time. And it's as a result of this case that the United States, as you said, is now starting to regulate carbon pollution. The story starts in 2007 with a United States Supreme Court case called Massachusetts against EPA. And back then, in the Bush years, the EPA was saying, we may not regulate carbon pollution. We have no power. In the case that then went to the Supreme Court said, on the contrary, you do have the power. It is a pollutant, and you may regulate it. What you need to do is to simply make a scientific finding that it endangers health or environment, and then you can regulate. So then, under the Obama administration, the EPA made that finding that carbon pollution is endangering human health and environment, and it issued regulations for vehicles and then also for industrial plants. That's when the industry and some progressive states like Texas got involved and challenged it. And what happened then in this case was that ultimately the court decided that the EPA had acted absolutely within its power. It had made no mistakes, and that the regulations, which it has already written and are now going to come into force, should come into force. The role we played was to get involved to bring the European perspective. The US courts, like courts everywhere really, look to their own jurisdiction and seldom look beyond. And because carbon pollution is global, we thought we should bring a European perspective, because also Europe, unlike the United States, has a long history of carbon regulation. And the industry was arguing that it was too expensive to do. We were able to say, quite effectively, I think, that the economy may be suffering, but it was not from regulating carbon. And that argument, I think, was very helpful. The court has done an amazing thing. It was a remarkable moment of judicial lucidity with respect to the environment.